Goku's third son, Zico. There's a lot of timelines in the Dragon Ball universe, but there's one of them that left us with more questions than answers. And that timeline was Dragon Ball GT. And this story is based on that timeline. This is the story of the long lost child. This is Dragon Ball After the Future. And this manga is actually written by Toyotaro, who is now involved in the Dragon Ball Super manga. With that, our story begins. Over the years, the warriors on Earth have faced many foes, but they managed to save Earth time after the other, till the end has came. When Goku left Earth and went with Shinran, and at last, the world has obtained peace in return. On Earth, we get to see the lives of everyone there, with Gohan being a scholar like he always wanted, and Goten actually going to college. Because Earth was at peace, they weren't training that much. When it seemed like it was just a normal day, two pods come from the sky and crash on the ground. From them, two get out, a mother and her son, and the guy introduces himself as the son of Goku. As he stands, he spots Goten and teleports in front of him. He asks him if he's Goten. Then he fires a beam at him with an intent to kill him, which blasts Goten away, and the explosion is unreal. Gohan feels what happened. Because of the blast, the earth has been shook. When the dust is blown away, Goten is on the ground. He is really hurt. Gohan comes down and goes to Goten right away. Xicor gets behind him. Gohan asks him who he is, and Xicor introduces himself as his younger brother. Gohan is surprised he can't be his actual brother, but interrupting them comes Trunks and Vegeta. Xicor says that he has the ultimate body, the body of the strongest warrior and the strongest deity in the universe. When he says that, his mother, an actual Kaioshin, teleports behind Gohan and Vegeta. She says that Xicor's father is actually Goku, but it's only the mothers that are different. The Saiyans can't believe it. She must be fooling them. Vegeta asks, what is your objective here? Why did you come to Earth? Xicor explains that he is the higher of Goku, and because of that, he will rule over all of the universe. Gohan warns them and tells them to get lost. They don't belong here. When Xicor hears that, he gathers energy on his hand and fires it, and it takes out a great part of the earth. He says that the earth that they've spent all of their life protecting isn't important, and he's now gonna make them all disappear. Vegeta heard enough of this guy. He will show him who's the strongest warrior in the universe. He powers up and transforms to a Super Saiyan 4. Xicor isn't impressed. Vegeta flies towards him and punches him, but Xicor blocks it. He smiles, which makes Vegeta angry. He tries to kick him, but Xicor grabs his feet, then punches him on his stomach. Vegeta can't take it. Xicor grabs him by his hair and pulls him up. He says that he is this bad. It only took a single punch. He throws him to the air, then teleports on top of him. He has a giant ball of energy ready. He says, may the entire earth be gone. With that, Gohan transforms to a Super Saiyan 4, and Xicor blasts the ball of energy onto Vegeta. So Gohan uses the Kamehameha and fires it towards the energy, blasting it away. As Vegeta falls, Xicor steps on his head, the ultimate sign of disrespect. He says to Gohan, come at me. He steps harder on Vegeta's head. Seeing that Trunks goes in and tries to stop him, but Xicor evades his attack and punches him, sending him crashing with an immense force that destroys the ground beneath him. As Trunks tries to stand, Xicor gets his hand in front of him. He says if he's a Saiyan, he's pathetic and weak, and now he will be gone. But before he could blast Trunks, Gohan rushes behind him and punches him on his face. Xicor didn't feel it, he just smiles. Now Gohan goes with a spree of punches and kicks, but he just evades every single one of them until he punches Gohan really hard, which sends him back. He says with all of the evil intent inside him, he says to combat him now. Gohan is furious. He powers up. From the Kaioshin world, Supreme Kai and Elder Kai are watching. The Kaioshin that is the mother of this guy is the West Kaioshin. She was supposed to be dead after Majin Buu has arrived, but as it turns out, she somehow made it alive. On Earth, Gohan is losing. Vegeta tells him that it's all useless. Nothing will work against this guy. Gohan can't protect Earth this way, and he has no idea what to do next. Elder Kai contacts the Grand Kaio, and he asks if Goku has gone higher above the Kaioshin planet. And he says that he did. Now he's convinced that Goku is in the Dragon Realm. Supreme Kai is watching what's happening to Gohan. He takes the Z sword and says that this is, without a doubt, the West Kaioshin, which means that he has to solve this. Then he teleports to Earth. He says to the West Kaioshin that she was supposed to be dead. Then she tells her story, that after the fight with Buu, she somehow managed to live. But she drifted in space for millions of years without anyone even trying to rescue her. She then realized why is the Kaioshin, who's supposed to stand on top of all of the beings, should suffer this disgrace. And then she also realized that power is everything in this universe. That's when she set her sight on getting that power and ruling over all of the universe. And this is when her ultimate creation came. She calls for Xicor to hurry up and kill them all. He smiles and says to Gohan that his time to die has come. As he charges energy on his hand, Supreme Kai gets behind him with a Z sword and cuts parts of his hair and his face. He then goes in front of him and puts his hand on Gohan and teleports. The West Kaioshin tells him that that is Supreme Kai. She tells him to get rid of him at once. Supreme Kai has healed Gohan and came up with a plan. He wants him to fight Xicor. When he does that, Supreme Kai will seal him in the Z sword. As he says that, Xicor rushes towards them. Gohan transforms to a Super Saiyan 4, but he gets hit. The amount of power from his hand destroys the ground. Gohan grabs him and throws him to the air. Gohan is now gonna blast him, but Xicor isn't faced by that. Earth will suffer the consequences of the blast, but Gohan doesn't care. He fires a giant ki blast towards Xicor. The damage that will be done to Earth can be restored with the Nameki's Dragon Balls. The shockwave destroys many cities. It doesn't take out Xicor. Supreme Kai puts the Z sword on the ground and tries to use the sealing technique. The fight between the two is fierce, and because of that, Supreme Kai can't get a lock on this guy to seal him. As the fight is going on, Vegeta goes up in the air. He charges his ki and uses the final flash. He fires it towards Xicor, which he takes it head on. That's not the end. Trunks is now gonna interfere. He charges energy on his two hands and fires towards Xicor. Now he's holding two giant blasts at once. Seeing that Gohan is gonna go in also, he charges a Kamehameha and fires it towards Xicor. Now he's taking three giant blasts at once and holding his own. The energy is unreal, but he's holding it somehow with all their power combined. They go in for a final push. They put everything on this attack. Xicor, with his amazing power, he deflects it and sends it flying towards space. When he does that, he's brought to his knees. He says that there won't be any more miracles for the three of them. With that, Trunks falls down onto the ground, and so does Vegeta. They used all of their power with that last attack. Supreme Kai takes advantage of that situation and he uses his sealing technique onto Xicor. He grabs him and sends him flying towards the Z sword, but he misses the mark. Supreme Kai has used all of his power. Gohan grabs the Z sword. He smiles. Then from behind, Xicor is hit by the same technique. Supreme Kai is there. He has all of his power, and it was because of Dende. Gohan takes advantage of the situation and strikes Xicor with the sword, which when he does that, he disappears. And eventually, they seal him. The West Kaioshin isn't happy. She strikes Supreme Kai and then takes Dende out. Vegeta, even though he's all worn off, he attacks her, but she evades his punch. With his last attack, Vegeta falls down. No one can beat her except a demon or those with the same abilities, which leaves only Supreme Kai. He teleports behind her and grabs her. He says that he won't allow this anymore. He leaves things for Gohan and Vegeta, then teleports to a faraway planet. She begs him to stop but he won't. He says farewell, my sister. Then he self-destructs, taking out the West Kaioshin and the whole planet. The Z sword has been cracked. Elder Kai contacts them and says that the seal has failed. It will only last 1 month. Vegeta asks, how is this guy Goku's son? Gohan tells him that he used to hear a story a long time back from Goku. After he left Yardrat, he went to another planet. There he met a princess, which fed him all of the delicious food that he wanted. And when he fell asleep, she took blood from him. When he woke up, the princess was gone. That was the time that the genetics of Goku were stolen. In the Dragon Realm, Goku meets with Omega Shenron, which agrees to tell him everything that happened on Earth. As the months go by, everyone trained hard and even Goku trained. Now 1 month has passed. They're all gathered at the location of the Z sword. And suddenly, the Z sword breaks. From it comes Xicor. He's angry. He says that they will all pay for what they've done, and this will be their end. With that concludes the story of Dragon Ball after the future. This was the story of Goku's third son, Xicor. He is a character that resembles what Goku would have become if he never turned to a good guy. This was the story of the missing child, the child who didn't follow his father's footsteps. This was the story of Goku's third child. Thank you for watching, and saying that, I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.